Hello everybody, I am Iskander Meldibekov. Today we talk about relationship with own family, maybe own partners, your job, business, maybe some our project. And today my message about some sometimes we have problems, any problems, troubles with people with who we have a lot of relationship. For example, it can be you wife, you parents, you children, and some partly your family, maybe brother, sister, it doesn't matter. It's mean people who very important, for you, and sometimes we have some kind troubles in relationship with these people. And my message for this moment, we try to have focus to positive future, to positive kind with these people, and try to decide these some questions, some task, not to break this relationship, don't to talking, don't to take continuous with maybe your children, your family, your parents, your partly in your family, because it's a lot of huge mistake for a lot of people when we have some negative situations, some not maybe good connect situations. We think maybe it can be very usually situation for young people, for not maybe young, for people, for human, some relationships, maybe woman and man. When a woman or man can decide what's maybe it's not can good partly for me, my partner's not good variant for me, because sometimes I must to decide some task, some situation not comfortable for me. I think in own life we don't have prefer relationship, prefer which not have some trouble, not have some task, and very important try to understand it and not broke your relationship when you have some not understandable for you situation. You must to try decide these questions, and not to break. And again, it's very important if you have maybe child, because if your child don't have and see what your parents have very bad relationships, fighting and cry, it's very bad for psychology, for human, for children. And I see sometimes very older people who have this trouble from his child time, when his parents fighting, and this situation good doing very a lot of trouble his mindset and his heart. Yes, and if you like your children, your baby, if you want to your children have a good future, try to decide these questions, any troubles not connect with your children. uh, Try to decide these questions like you children don't see this problem, because I think every family have some trouble moments, some situations, negative situation in his life, when two part not like together, maybe don't want to be together. But I think it's only time, only some, it's maybe little short time, maybe long time. However, we must to decide this problem, because usually I think spiritual give some love for people, and maybe after sometimes this love, if you don't work for this life, don't try to grow up this life, don't to saving this loving, and usually some everyday troubles, usually questions can die this love. And very important, try to understand maybe how you can help your relationship between you and you partly, decide these questions. If we have a family, if you have children, don't think what maybe if you break these people, this maybe you partly, and after you be happy with over people over whom. I think it's a very big mistake. It's usually mistake, I think, about usual situations, because sometimes we have really, you can have some really problem, maybe you partly it's some druggers, alcoholic, and something very negative habits, which depend in your relationship, in your life. Yes, it's really problem, you must to decide in maybe broke this relationship. I talk about some negative situation in family, when woman and man just don't can understand who very global in his family, what's very important for this family, and fighting about not very important questions, have negative mindset, don't live himself and together. My message for these people, and for me too, because I human too, and we have some situation in my family, with my wife. Try to understand you partly. If you not can understand, because I heard maybe woman from one planet and man from our planet, and sometimes we can't understand together. But it's, I think, not can be some reason to don't like and together, don't love together. And very important to understand why did you love, what did you life, what action, maybe mindset, what relationship died your love, which kind relationship died your life. I think it's very important to understand this first moment, first text, and before second, try to understand what kind actions, what kind relationship to grow up your life in your family. Yes. And I think if you can found questions, answer to these questions, you can save your relationship with your family, with maybe your wife, your husband, your parents, maybe your children. It's very important task, I think, in our life. In school, unfortunately, in university, and very often our parents don't learning own how we can decide these questions, how kind what kind action mindset died own life in family. It not can be only in family, it can be your neighbors and in your jobs, and what I think it can depend what's important for you. Yes, and I try to find questions, answer for these questions, and the next video talk about it. What action can help our self as love own life, and why you kind action died own life in relationship, and talk about it the next lesson. Okay, see you, bye.